The story begins in the United States, where a high-security prison holds a man named Riker, who has been incarcerated for life due to his involvement in drug trafficking and other illegal activities. Riker's son, Dox, visits him in prison. After Riker's arrest, Dox had taken over his father's illegal business operations. During the visit, Riker advises Dox to handle the business carefully. Dox, however, is determined to do whatever it takes to get his father out of prison as soon as possible. After the visit, Dox and his crew head to a nearby bar. While there, they see a news report on TV about Gunner, a top Special Forces officer who has received numerous awards from the President for his exceptional service. Gunner had eliminated many Afghan terrorists who were a threat to the US and had served in Afghanistan. The report also reveals that the bar they are in is actually owned by Gunner, who is currently on leave and back in his hometown. Unaware of this, one of Dox's men starts causing trouble, even mistreating Gunner's wife, Claire, who manages the bar. Gunner, who is present, doesn't tolerate this, and a massive fight breaks out. Gunner easily handles Dox's men, and Dox realizes that Gunner is not someone to be messed with. He apologizes to Gunner and leaves with his crew. Later, the police arrive at the bar after receiving reports of the disturbance. Gunner explains that it was just a minor scuffle and that he had already handled the situation. The police, recognizing Gunner's status, leave without further action. That night, Gunner spends time with his family, his wife Claire, and their two sons, Travis and Luke. He tells them about a planned hiking trip the next day and asks them to join. While Luke is excited, Travis declines, saying he has plans with his girlfriend. Claire also says she can't join due to the bar's busy schedule. The next morning, Gunner and Luke prepare for the hike, but Travis is missing. Gunner deduces that Travis must have stayed overnight at his girlfriend's house. He goes to fetch Travis, and the girlfriend's father is shocked to see Gunner. Gunner scolds him for allowing the young couple to stay together before marriage. He then takes Travis back home, and the family heads out for the hike. During the hike, Gunner notices something unusual: dead animals and a dried-up river. Suspicious, he investigates further and discovers a large illegal drug manufacturing facility hidden in the forest. The facility belongs to Riker and is being managed by Dox. Gunner decides to avoid confrontation to protect his family, but his friend accidentally steps on a landmine and is killed in the explosion. The noise alerts Dox's men, who attack Gunner. A fierce shootout ensues, and Gunner fights back. Meanwhile, Dox and his men capture Luke and Travis. Dox demands that Gunner surrender, threatening to kill his sons if he doesn't. Gunner initially considers surrendering, but quickly devises a plan. Unbeknownst to Dox, one of his men is an undercover DEA agent who alerts the authorities. The DEA raids the drug facility, arrests many of Dox's men, and mistakenly arrests Gunner, thinking he is part of the operation. Gunner tries to explain, but the DEA officers don't listen. Fortunately, a police officer who knows Gunner intervenes and assures him that he will be released soon. Gunner's wife, Claire, arrives and angrily blames him for their son's kidnapping. Gunner receives a call from Dox, who believes Gunner tipped off the DEA. Dox demands the return of the seized drugs and equipment in exchange for Luke and Travis. Gunner denies any involvement with the DEA, but Dox doesn't believe him. Gunnar is eventually released from jail and immediately sets out to rescue his sons. He confronts Dox's men at a bar, captures one of them, and forces him to reveal the location where Luke and Travis are being held. Gunnar learns that they are being kept in a steel warehouse. He heads there, and another intense shootout occurs. Gunnar manages to rescue Travis, but discovers that Dox has taken Luke to a third hideout. Gunnar devises a daring plan to rescue Luke. He decides to break Riker out of prison and use him as leverage to negotiate with Dox. With the help of his military friends, Gunnar executes a skydive into the prison, rescues Riker, and escapes. Riker, unaware of Gunnar's true intentions, cooperates. Gunnar contacts Dox and offers to exchange Riker for Luke. Dox, who cares deeply for his father, agrees. The exchange is set to take place at a remote location. Gunnar arrives with Riker, and Dox brings Luke. However, during the exchange, Riker attacks Gunnar with a screwdriver and tries to escape. Gunnar shoots Riker dead, shocking Dox. A massive fight breaks out, and Dox attempts to escape with Luke in a helicopter. Gunnar manages to board the helicopter, and a fierce battle ensues mid-air. Ultimately, Gunnar overpowers Dox, causing the helicopter to crash. Gunnar and Luke parachute to safety, while Dox meets his end. In the aftermath, Gunnar successfully dismantles the drug operation and earns praise from the DEA. The story ends with Gunnar and his family returning home safely. If you enjoyed this action-packed story, please like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling content. Until next time, goodbye.